probably got some Fighting Irish fans in here, though. We'll see. So I'm going to tell a story, but this isn't probably the same story you're used to hearing in these type of things. So you're probably thinking, oh, okay, talk about digital transformation. This technology guy is going to get up and he's going to tell me how Uber is changing the world. They've changed the whole taxi industry and they don't own a single car. But I guarantee you it's not going to be that story. You don't have to worry about that. And it's not going to be Airbnb is changing the world. They have more hotel rooms than Hilton and Marriott together, but they don't own a single hotel room, and technology is transferred how they're doing that. It's not going to be that story. So you're not going to hear an Uber or an Airbnb story from me, I promise, because I'm sure you guys have all heard that a million times at events like this. This is actually a story that starts 2 decades, probably 3 decades before those guys, and actually a story that starts with cows. So has anybody in this room ever heard of a company called BI Incorporated? Probably a good thing. You'll understand why if you haven't when we get to the end of the story. But BI Incorporated actually was pre-Uber, pre-Airbnb, dates all the way back to about the end of the 70s. And they were actually a company that got into the agricultural space without owning a single cow. And what they actually got into is they noticed there was this demand or this issue specifically from people in the dairy industry where they put the food out for the cows to come and eat. All the cows would come in, they gather around the trough. What do you think happened? The biggest cows came in, they'd eat all the food, there wouldn't be anything left for the smaller ones. Kind of like what I usually call your middle school cafeteria kind of scenario. So they said, well, how can we actually go about this? And there's one thing they actually knew very well, and that was location. At that time, this emerging radio frequency location technology was the hottest thing they had. So they actually went out and they developed this system where they put these tags on cows, and each tag was assigned to a different cow. So when they came up to go eat, they'd go up to the trough, it would read who they were, and give them this prescribed amount of food, nothing more, nothing less. So each cow got their daily regimen. No other cows could come eat it. You couldn't come back and get seconds. And it worked great. It actually worked so well that they almost put themselves out of business. Dairy production went through the roof. There was a huge surplus. Dairy farmers need less cows, and BI needed to find some new customers. So they said, well, how do we transform? We know this great technology, we were doing this great stuff around hyperlocation with cows, but we can't sell the cows anymore. So what do we do? So they started looking around, and at that point there was actually this judge, I think it was in Arizona, who was trying to check out this new technology. He was trying to find ways to take less than minor offenders and not put them into the penal system and actually have them do things like a home arrest or something like that, ways you could track them. So they said, you know what? We have a great idea around this. We've been tracking cows. We know where they're at. We can tell when they're not where they're at. Let's develop a solution. So they were actually able to pivot and take this location technology that they had been using it and basically take their cow tracking system and develop it to what was actually the very first ankle monitoring system that they put into place. So fast forward now, 20 years later, BI Incorporated is actually the world's largest manufacturer and vendor for offender tracking solutions. They actually have over 100,000 devices out in the field right now. And they work with everybody from state and local governments all the way to the federal immigration system. And now through their partnership with Google, they're doing a lot more things besides that. They're not able to just verify where a device is by tying into Wi-Fi information, cell tower information, and to GPS information, but also do things like location intelligence of if somebody's here, a device is here, what else is around them? What businesses are here? What other points of interest are here? What does that mean? Should this person be somewhere they are or not? If they're being tracked for an alcohol monitoring system, are they somewhere they shouldn't be or not? And they're able to provide this information back to law enforcement to do all kinds of unique things that they never could have done before. So now when Lindsay Lohan goes walking down the red carpet and they ask her, Lindsay, who are you wearing? She can proudly say, I'm wearing BI Incorporated, powered by Google Maps. Those are actually real shots from her devices there. True story. Wow. So why do I tell this story? So